This is it. The prophecy has been foretold. I'll be making I have made the Godfather Analysation video. People say that it is a cinematic masterpiece, the greatest movie of all time, their most favorite movie of all time. But do they ever explain why is it good? I don't know. I don't know what to say. But besides all that, the reason why it took so long after that Napoleon video, it was procrastination and editing problems. But that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment y'all been waiting for, I give you why The Godfather is good. But wait, before we start, there's something I gotta tell you. It's something you're not going to like. A hot take, per se. I'm not a big fan of The Godfather.
How can you even say that?
Did he just say, "Aye, he did"?
Anyway, let's get back into the video. The way they introduce Don Corleone specifically is to show one of his friends that he went to America and that his daughter was hanging out with was dating some guy, and apparently the guy wasn't really a good person, which is he got another guy to beat the living crap out of her. No, pretty sad. That's why he comes to Don Corleone, and this is a pretty good way to introduce what Don Corleone is as a character, because he's coming to Don Corleone for vengeance for those two guys, because long story short, they went to court and they were declared innocent, and since the cops failed at doing their job, well, the cops succeeded, but the judge and jury wasn't able to do the job that he wanted. He instead takes to Don Corleone, in which we get this big scene.
We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to me for counsel, for help. I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee.
Managed to show that they have a backstory between the two of them,
Let's be frank, yeah.
And due to him wanting an offer for vengeance, he feels really insulted that his friend wanted for vengeance despite not talking to him for a long time, which this kind of shows that this kind of shows what kind of guy he is, that you gotta give him a strong sense of respect, and really strong bondage when it comes to him, and especially when you're forced to call him the Godfather, or Godfather entirely, which this is the way to show you what Don Corleone is. He's a big mob boss, and he gets a ton of respect. But why does he get this kind of respect? But we gotta get to that later. So we start to get exposed to some kind of environment, specifically a wedding. Specifically, Don Corleone's daughter's wedding. And to add up into the Italian mix, how about gabagool?
I got two gabagool! Gabagool!
Ah, stupid jerk!
We got ourselves some new characters, Al Pistachio and Al Pistachio's wife. All we gotta know is that, well, they're late for the wedding, but now they're here. And seems to be that he's going to be giving us this special thing called world exploration.
Well, when Johnny was first starting out, he was signed to this personal service contract with a big band leader. And as his career got better and better, he wanted to get out of it. Now, Johnny is my father's godson. And my father went to see this band leader. And he offered him $10,000 to let Johnny go. But the band leader said no. So the next day, my father went to see him, only this time with Luca Brasi. And within an hour, he signed a release for a certified check of $1,000.
How'd he do that?
My father made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
What was that?
Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
Maybe it's just me, or that is comedic.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you? Is this how you turn down a Hollywood Pinocchio that cries like a woman? You spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Because a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
All right, to end it all off, we get to see Corleone trying to make a deal with Waltz. And all you gotta know about Waltz is that he's a guy who owns a movie studio, and he wants to get, and the whole point is to get Johnny Fantine as the main star of the movie. But it's gotta take a lot of convincing, or you could say a lot threatening, or intimidation, whatever word that has to do with intimidating or threatening towards this guy. In which this guy, all you gotta know is that he's, no matter how much you try and give him an offer, he's still not buying.
Dago, Guinea, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork?
I'm German-Irish.
Well, let me tell you something, my Kraut Mick friend.
But then he gets intrigued by the Corleone Oppenheimer-looking guy, and decides to take him to a YouTube house tour of his mansion, and tries to tell him that how great it looks, and how great the horse looks, and how much it costs. $600,000 cost to be exact, which would be $1.2 million for today's standards, if it's 40s and 50s worth. And he also gives us an explanation on why he's not gonna let Johnny Fantine be part of the movie, because he has personal beef with him, and I'm not gonna tell you because there's a lot to it. And if you want to actually know about it, just watch the movie. Which then this happens. It shows what happens if you rejected Don Corleone's offers.